Pouring in after last night's debates between former President Donald Trump and incumbent President Joe Biden and the reaction from Illinois politicos. Good morning. It is Illinois in Focus Daily with America's Talking Network and the Center Square. I'm Greg Bishop on this Friday, June 28th, 2024. Thanks for waking up and being part of the program with us. So last night's debates, did you stay up and watch it, between the incumbent President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump? Fascinating to see some of the reaction in the post-debate commentary, especially from the panel that was on the network hosting the debate, CNN. You had an entire panel, mostly seemed to be Democrat-minded, a couple of Republicans on there, but the general consensus across the spectrum of the cable networks is that there's, quote, panic in the Democratic Party after the performance of Joe Biden in that debate. Now, all of this relevant in Illinois because the Democratic National Convention is going to be in Chicago in August. And we're hoping with the Center Square to be on the ground in Chicago as the credentialing process continues. But we will have reporting there. And why it's relevant, of course, now after last night's debates with the reporting from the major cable news networks, that there seems to be a sense of panic. That's the term that's being used across the spectrum of the cable news networks tapped into the Democratic National Convention and the committee. So clearly, you've got some questions about just how far the Biden administration can go if they do get another term. And that's, again, something reflecting in the commentary from those on the CNN panel, on the MSNBC panel, and so on. But let's look at some of the reaction post-debates that came out, including from the likes of Governor J.B. Pritzker here in Illinois, and also the Illinois Republican Party. I posted this last night on X, just getting the initial reaction from some of the politicos. Here's the statement from Governor J.B. Pritzker. Says that the contrast between these two men was clear before the debate. It's even clearer now. The governor says, tonight voters were presented with a clear choice. A president working hard every day to improve the lives of all Americans, or a convicted felon, a selfish blowhard looking out only for himself. The contrast between these two men was clear before the debate. It's even clearer now. At every turn, Pritzker said, Donald Trump lied, rambled, and misled the American people about what a second Trump term would look like, but voters won't be fooled. This is a man who brags about ripping reproductive rights away from women, tried to gut health care for millions of Americans, shipped jobs overseas, and sold out the middle class to the wealthiest bidders. Trump's second term will only be worse. The governor of Illinois continues saying that Americans rejected Donald Trump's extreme MAGA agenda in 2020, and they'll do it again in November. Governor J.B. Pritzker, who, by the way, for several years now, it seems, has had this kind of rumor mill amongst some in the media that he's aiming to go to the White House himself. And when exactly would that be? Obviously, nothing during the presidential primaries, having Pritzker involved in that as a candidate. Maybe in 2028, who knows? But it'd be interesting to see what the governor's reaction is going to be when asked about Biden's performance at any kind of news conference. The governor does not have anything scheduled today, so we'll see if when he does have a public event, if he'll be asked specifically about Biden's performance. That all indication is some in the Democratic coalition, as they call it, have alarm bells going off, and even some chatter on the cable news networks of trying to find a different candidate for the 2024 election for Democrats. And again, all of this happening with still weeks before the August convention in Chicago. But the Illinois Republican Party released this statement. They said, following President Trump's resounding debates win in Atlanta, newly elected RNC committeeman for Illinois, Dean White, responded on behalf of the Illinois Republican Party with the following statement. The difference between President Biden's performance and the strong, definitive performance of President Trump could not be more clear. President Trump displayed why we need his leadership in the White House to bring down the cost of living for American families, to close Joe Biden's open border, and to give Americans confidence that we are leading from the front instead of covering from an out-of-touch career politician. There is a reason President Trump is leading in the polls across the country. The voters know that he is the leader this country needs, and it's why he'll win in November. Again, that's Dean White, an RNC committeeman from Illinois. So that's just some of the initial reaction. If you go even deeper into some of the other X accounts, like the Democratic Party of Illinois, you'll see just some of the posts they made. 10 hours ago, they said the bottom line: Donald Trump's a twice impeached, 34-time indicted figure with a history of undermining democracy, inciting violence, and seeking revenge on his enemies. He belongs nowhere near the White House. They also retweet Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton: I want a president that's going to protect our democracy and restore reproductive freedom for every American everywhere. There is only one person on this debate stage that will do that: Joe Biden. So you can skim through the Democratic Party of Illinois' social media and see some more comments there. But Tammy Duckworth, Illinois U.S. Senator, Democrat, she posted yesterday, retweeting the Democrats, a picture of Joe Biden smiling, the winner of tonight's debate. Also posting, tonight we saw the difference between a candidate who will continue to lead our country with dignity and defend democracy, and one who is not fit to spend 1 second more in the Oval Office. The clear choice: we must reelect Joe Biden. Who's with me? Duckworth says. Even further, you go into it, Robin Kelly. She's a congresswoman from the 2nd District in Illinois, former chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Illinois, also posting that Donald Trump has said loud and clear that he is proudly the person responsible for overturning Roe v. Wade, and that there should be punishment for women who get an abortion. If elected, he'll pass a national abortion ban. She also posts a clip from Biden-Harris headquarters of some of the debate from last night. And even retweeting President Joe Biden, who said Donald Trump is the only president besides Herbert Hoover who left office with fewer jobs than when he began. Some people posting on social media. It's interesting that Biden was posting to X and other social media accounts while he was on the debate stage. But let's see what some of the Republican Party has to say. Of course, we shared with you the statement from the National Committeeman from Illinois for the RNC. But the Republican Party retweeting RNC research, a New York Post front page: just sad. President mumbles, stumbles, freezes in train wreck debate versus Trump. You've got Jeannie Ives being retweeted by the Illinois Republican Party, a former state representative, former Republican primary gubernatorial candidate from the Rauner years. But Ives posted, not even Democrats can defend Biden's performance. They are only commenting on Trump and continuing on others to clean up the mess that Biden made. And more comments there. They also retweeted the Border Patrol Union, where they said, to be clear, we've never, ever, and will never endorse Biden. And that was an interesting exchange that happened during debate. Again, drilling down even more into some of the others, Chicago Republican Party, active on X, they posted a tweet from Turning Point USA, highlighting the suckers and losers comments that were exchanged between Biden and Trump, and also some more posts there. Congresswoman Mary Miller, her account on X, posting about a huge victory for President Trump after the debate. She says the American people are horrified that the Democrats and the media have lied and cover up Joe Biden's severe cognitive decline. 47 will make secure the border, unleash American energy, save our economy, and make America great again. And she also goes on to post another clip from last night's debate, and this is an interesting exchange. The whole thing, there were several really fascinating exchanges from last night's debate. So just wanted to give you kind of an overview of both sides here, what their reactions were. And what's fascinating is to see the reaction from the political pundits immediately afterwards, like on MSNBC, an entire panel talking about concerns over panic within the Democratic Party following Biden's performance, to looking at the likes of Governor Pritzker, who says that there's a clear difference between the two candidates, and using issues like abortion to bolster the Biden campaign. So sometimes you got to step back and look at all of what's being said and make up your own mind there. So appreciate you being here with Illinois in Focus. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, go to America's Talking Network, and you'll be able to get updates when we post and go live each and every weekday morning. So make that happen with America's Talking Network on YouTube. I'm Greg Bishop. More coming up.